Beam me a message from home. Cast me a hello in hollow. Tell me I'm not all alone. The corridors are narrow and the rations miss the mark as we fly like Xeno's arrow past the sparkles in the dark. I think of home and what I miss is picnics in the park. Though send me away via subspace. Tap me a line or two, because though we grow distantly, relativistically, I'm coming home to you. Power line to convey a certain brilliance, a telephone line to carry a voice, a metro line to bring us all downtown. Lines of connection, communication, not the borders of boundaries that slice and dice a nation. Divided by the chalk lines of disreputable history, past failures all laid out as we shrug with absent mystery. Those bodies left behind us while we amble on ahead, fearful of the wrong things from newspapers unread. Before I tell you what to do, or you try to tell me, let's all see what's been done and where we could have been. By knowing what's before us, the path might clear ahead and focus on new obstacles uncharted by the dead. Power line from a gurgling turbine, a telephone line from a quiet room, a metro line from across the city. Maybe we'll all raise our glasses soon. They say across the fence line the grass is always butcherous, but we're not corralling cattle, fearing wranglers, violent murders. When we look out past dividers, we're unsurprised to see more folks erecting fences, becoming detainees. Before I worry about you or you worry about me, let's all dwell on ourselves, we're the private enemy. Becoming who we're meant to, virtuous and creative, we won't dread the different, the strange or unrelated. A power line to convey certain Summer is past, but your days keep growing longer. There's no wind in your sails, but the storm's blowing stronger. Walking hard, standing tall, keeping your head up through it all. Fighting fires, spinning plates. Goodness, how did it get so late? Lay your head down and dream. Lay your head down and lay your head down and dream. Lay your head down and just let your mind float downstream. Sprawled out in a moonbeam. Lay your head down and dream. Joe Hills is filmed before a live streaming audience.
That's us. Howdy, y'all. Joe Hills here, recording as I always do in Nashville, Tennessee. And tonight, y'all are my live streaming audience. Welcome, everybody, to another evening of Hermitcraft Season 7. We are here at our base, previously the provenance of one XP crafter. But, like the Treaty of Westphalia robbed everyone that wasn't a nation state of basic communal privileges, we're just gonna enjoy containing this base within our holdings indefinitely. Woo. Okay. So, welcome everybody. That's how an inoculation works, not a vaccination. Let's not be wrong about that. Time out. Bum, 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 bum. Okay, so, anyway, we are up here overlooking a good portion of the base. And let me tell you, a good portion of the base is looking pretty good. We have just updated our maps before the stream started. So you can see we've got this little path up here. Let me adjust this so we can get up here more easily. So we've got our little path that connects to the food services area and will lead to this little park up here. We have another path down here we're going to want to connect with as well. Still working out exactly how that's going to go. So let's go ahead and yeah. No, I was timing out the person who was explaining vaccines wrong. Your symptoms might coincidentally overlap COVID symptoms because your immune system is responding in the same way, but that's really splitting hairs. I don't know. Anyway, let's try not to get sidetracked today because, y'all, it has been kind of an intense day here in Tennessee. We had quite a few storms that rolled through earlier. We got some hail where I live, although I did an assessment after the storm had passed. No immediate hail damage. I was lucky that we didn't have any, even though we had some pretty strong straight line winds, we didn't have any trees or telephone poles down that directly impact my ability to stream tonight. So, yay. We're here to remind you of the mess I made in XP Crafted's base. This thing is huge. It's like this size. I don't know. You ought to know. So anyway, yeah, it's been pretty intense around here today. We're very fortunate not to have any immediate damage, but not everybody in Nashville was so lucky. So if you saw any of those pictures on the news, I don't want you worrying that, worrying about me in particular. Okay, so yeah, Alabama got hit pretty hard. Different parts of Nashville even got hit pretty hard. Minecraft boat blocks Suez Canal, apparently. Hey, happy anniversary, NJ and MG. Welcome, welcome. Okay, cheers to Chile, Francisco. Okay, so, yeah, we just had a lot going on today. So if I'm a little bit distracted and, like, tired, I'm not gonna lie, that's kind of part of it. But I just had to. Luckily, the lightning storm, the last wave passed far enough before the stream started. I was able to get everything frantically plugged back in and get going for tonight. So yeah. Let's see. My day today was busy. Not bad necessarily, but just it was it was just one thing after another, and a lot of it involved like time when we had to unplug all the power and everything. So I spent a non-trivial amount of time today also just reading, because it seemed like I was always like waiting for something to get done or having to do something where I might get interrupted or whatever. And so I ended up finishing that fifth season book by N.K. Jemisin that I picked up earlier this week, and I gotta say I was really impressed. I went into the book completely blind, and that was a good move, because like I didn't know what was gonna happen at any point, and that was rewarding. And so I don't know what I should or should not say when recommending the book, other than that it's a good... I don't know whether you consider it... It's kind of in that blurred line between sci-fi and fantasy. I guess it's more fantasy than sci-fi, but I don't know. Yeah, I guess I would consider it fantasy. But like it's in some ways it's almost like, what if you made a book? So like a lot of science fiction is like really tightly grounded in like actual, like it's kind of defined by like, well, what if the world was basically the same, but there was one or two different scientific advancements? What if there were a few different technologies that didn't exist? How would we extrapolate out the world? And this book is kind of like that, except what if geology was different? And it's like, that's an interesting concept. So if you want to read a book that's kind of like, I would argue, I guess it's a fantasy book, but it follows kind of science fiction conventions, except instead of saying like, what if faster than light travel was cheaper? It's like, what if geology was different? Yeah, the name of the book is The Fifth Season by N.K. Jemisin. It was the paperback I got it in the box set because I had heard good enough things. Normally, like if I read the first book of a series, I'm gonna follow it through. So I just went and got the box set of the soft covers, and so yeah, I've read the first one in about 28 hours. Not like continuously, but over the course of about 28 hours. Because, yeah, I started reading it yesterday afternoon, and I finished it this evening while I was waiting for it to be safe to plug everything back in. So, yeah, it's a pretty gripping read, I would say. I don't know. I'm a pretty quick reader, though, so not everybody's necessarily going to finish it in a day and a half or so. But, so I've got that whole fictional universe tumbling around in my head right now as I'm looking at this post-apocalyptic landscape. There's probably opportunities to incorporate elements from the fantasy geology into this setting, and I haven't had time to really consider that yet, but I don't know. For right now, I was mostly hoping to establish some sort of picnic area overlook here. I feel like, realistically, in the real world, this would have some sort of railing. You couldn't just have this dump into here. The book is called The Fifth Season by N.K. Jemisin. Have a good night, Darth Worthen. Yeah, so I want to have kind of a picnic area up here. And I'm trying to figure out, I think I need to pull this tree. Because this tree in particular is, really bad for the line of sight here. A lot of Minecraft is just knowing which tree to chop down. And also when. Greetings, Amberwood. Glad you could join us. Okay, don't come in here promoting restaurants. Okay, next problem. Oh yeah, I realized I should probably post a link just in case anybody is interested in supporting the stream, which is okay if not, because I haven't necessarily done anything interesting. You are welcome to tip via paypal.me/JoeHills. Okay. So those leaves should start evaporating now. Yeah, but I was kind of imagining having some sort of kind of picnic area type thing here, and kind of terraforming this up and evening it out a bit. I would take it down a level, except then I would really be hitting the top of this tunnel. So I can't take it down any lower. But what I can do is skim some off the top of this, make this a little steeper, which might mean moving that tree there too. Okay. Here we go. Here we go. Okay. So one thing that's nice about this series is it's a trilogy that's already completed. I have so many book series where I've read the first several books and I'm waiting on another one. I'm waiting for the next Expanse novel. I'm waiting for the next Game of Thrones. I'm waiting for the next Kvothe, what is that? Kingkiller Chronicles by Patrick Rothfuss. I'm curious to see what happens next in the Bobaverse series. So that's 4 series right there where I'm like, oh, I want to know what's going to happen next in like every Brandon Sanderson story. It's like, well, I want to see what's going to happen next in the Mistborn world, but I also want to know what happens next in the Stormlight Archives. Like, so that's like I'm up to like 6 series now. Okay, here's the thing, is if I don't know why you necessarily got timed out, because I don't pay that close of attention to names, but if the first thing you say is, hi, I'm the dude that got timed out, I'm probably either going to time you out or ban you. That's probably not a good thing to call attention to. So yeah, I'm trying to think. So that's the one thing that I'm really excited about with this N.K. Jemisin series, is it's like, here is I could buy the box set of books, because I had to go to the bookstore anyway, because my daughter, at school, they started using Mad Libs to teach them parts of speech and stuff, and she was like, Daddy, we gotta get Mad Libs, we gotta get Mad Libs, we gotta get Mad Libs. And I was like, you know what, this admittedly actually does sound like a worthwhile thing, because it'll let her practice her handwriting, it'll let her practice her parts of speech. I'm like thinking about it, I'm like, okay, fine. But if I'm going to the bookstore to do curbside pickup, I'm not going to go and just be like, hi, I want to do curbside pickup for a couple pads of Mad Libs. So I started flipping through there, and I'm like, what is on my list of things that I was like, yeah, I'll read this when I have time. And I'm like, oh, I've had N.K. Jemisin on this list forever. Everybody raves about her, but I haven't had the chance to really read much of hers. I think I read like one short story she wrote and was pretty impressed by it. So I was like, yeah, I'll get one of her books eventually. But I'm like, okay, hey, they've got an entire trilogy of hers. That's a complete story. In paperback, what do you call it? Box set, pretty cheap. So I will pick that up. So there's D&D Mad Libs. Well, the thing is, since I was doing curbside pickup, I just ordered the Mad Libs that were at the store, like on the shelf. So there's one about dogs, and there's one about Pokemon, were the 2 ones we got. How far across is the Strait of Gibraltar? Could we block the Strait of Gibraltar with the Evergiven? I think the Evergiven might be wide enough to block the Strait of Gibraltar. Oh no, y'all, we need to trade back for my base. Okay, let me get on. Okay, I'm gonna get on Discord real quick and see if XBcraft is online. Okay, he's marked as D&D, which is do not disturb. XBcrafted, I just had the idea to abandon this mega build in your base in favor of creating a model of the Ever Given. Parenthetically, I don't need to write parenthetically. Currently lodged in the Suez Canal, lodged in the Strait of Gibraltar. Would you want to trade bases back? Next problem. There's nowhere here that I can block. This Suez Canal thing changes everything. Okay. I was gonna say, I don't know how to take a cropped screenshot on. Okay. It only takes a massive disruption of global trade for me to switch bases back. So the thing is, he's probably like relaxing for the evening with his friends and family or whatever. So I will leave him to that for right now. What happened to never trading back? The world changed with the Suez Canal. Okay, I don't know who that's from, but thank you. Thank you to Anonymous for the 21. That puts us $1 past our next face camera expansion target. Here we go. Expand. And yeah, thank you for the message. I don't keep track of these things, but whatever makes you happy. So thank you. Look, this is where all the hot shipping canal YouTube videos are gonna be made soon. I need to go rummage through my Here's the thing though, is if I trade this back to XB Crafted, maybe I can trick him into paying me to finish it, right? He's gonna look at this thing every day for 3 months and just be like so yeah, look, Tumblr has been all about this shipping stuff for a long time, and I finally understand the appeal. Okay, so what stops me from going to build in his base anyway? Well, then he's gonna come build stuff in my base. I don't want to do that. Okay, yeah, hey, if you come in here and say you'll donate $1,000 if I delete Minecraft, I'm just gonna ban you because you're not gonna do that. And also, the whole idea of like viewer-supported content or art is that like when people like throw money into a violinist's case, they're saying like, yeah, keep doing what you're doing. Don't starve while you do it. They're not saying, I demand you do all these things. Like, if you are enjoying the show, you are welcome to support it. There's a PayPal link that I can post here. I can't post it because I don't know how this thing works. There we go. I accidentally copied and pasted something else. But, yeah. People are welcome to tip if they like what I'm already doing and would like to see me do more of it. But no, you're not buying a, like, tell me what to do thing. That's not really how this works. Okay. Minecraft Joe. I'm building a little park here. Minecraft Joe. And you're a headlight, dear. The future's coming like a truck. You better move. Stop standing there freezing up. Thank you also to Strayhorn, who also just tipped 5. Says, I just found out I like Dutch chocolate ice cream. Life is good. Hey, good for you, Strayhorn. That puts us 14 away too. Dang it, I'm switching to Downeaster Alexa without realizing it. Darth Worthen, if somebody says they're gonna tip $1,000 if I delete Minecraft, they're not going to do that. This is not the same. And I'm not sure if it was that much. It might have been a few people. I'd have to check the. I don't keep track of like maximums of things. That's too much like favorites. There were definitely several large tips around that time, but I'm not sure what the largest one was. I wonder what Billy Joel is up to these days. Probably hanging out in Long Island. Please arrange a co-ownership agreement with XB Crafted. Writes Pan at Rosa, who tips 2. Please. Well, here's the thing, Pan at Rosa. I kind of like things to be simple. Like, I'm already dealing with this, custody thing with my own kid, where it's like, okay, so I have her for most of the year, so she can go to school in Nashville, and then, like, some holidays she's here, some holidays she's not. I don't want to do that with this base, too. I've got enough of that in my life. I just want to have things be simple. It's either my base or it's XB Crafted's base. So, okay. We have kind of cleaned this up a bit, but like realistically, I feel like it needs something. Like maybe these should extend to make a balcony further over this way. Like I feel like there's something almost here. Cleo and Corrales did that. Yeah, but neither of them have to deal with the like fundamental stressors of a situation like that in their day-to-day life. I play video games to evade the fundamental stressors in my day-to-day life. Making a video game version of the things that stress me out the most would not be fun for me. Like, I don't know why that's hard to understand. No, Pan at Rosa, you're fine. You're fine. Don't worry. No, it's just some of the I'm responding more vehemently to some of the comments in the chats than to your original suggestion. Your original suggestion wasn't necessarily a bad one. It was just a poor fit for me. So, there's a saying, survival of the fittest, but like perhaps a better way to consider that is survival of the best fit. your suggestion wasn't necessarily unfit. It was just a poor fit for me, right? For other people, it might have been very helpful. It's just, it's not me. It's not what I need right now. Okay. So, let's see. Like, this is a potentially viable picnic area. We could get some chairs set up here. Huh. What would be... Probably maybe some birchwood chairs. Let's see what XP Crafted uses in other areas around here for his chairs. What's he got down here? Okay. Okay. Yeah, I get it. I see it. See what he uses over here for, like, picnic chairs. Not too much of that over here. Ooh, he does have more grass, though. If we wanted more grass, that is... Ooh, and more acacia. Let's maybe take that back. Yeah, not emptying all of these over here. I found this area after my initial first pass through everything. So there's some stuff over here I did not get into the inventory system. Okay. Tanner Blaze, thank you for the 10, who says, I will donate 10 for you to continue doing what you do best and for the things you enjoy, Joe. Well, thank you very much, Tanner. I'm hoping that it's not just the things I enjoy, but the things others enjoy as well. That puts us 2 away from our next Face Camera expansion milestone. Thank you very much, Tanner. Okay. I had a villager accent. I don't know what that is. I am planning a collab with Cleo in Season 8, but that's not like a legal... I think there's a difference between like a base splitting deed agreement where me and XB Crafted are like, okay, I'm going to give you this part of your base back, but not this part of your base, or you can modify this part on this part, or this part on this part. Like, what Cleo and I were talking about doing for Season 8 was to build the base from scratch as a partnership. So the entire thing would be designed so that we don't step on each other's toes, but also help each other and complement each other creatively. Whereas these two bases were not set up in that way. And like, we put a lot of thought into how we would do it. And that thought has not been applied in this situation. Hey, thank you, Nathan, for the 2, who says, by the time I come up with a good message, the stream will be over. I'm going to just send this and enjoy the satisfaction I get from supporting creators I really enjoy. Well, hey, thank you very much, Nathan. In fact, that actually puts us evenly at our next Face Camera expansion target. So here we go. It's time to expand juice. Ba 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 ba. Thank you very much, Nathan. And it looks like we had some other tips here as well. Or do we? Maybe I misread that. No, we don't. Okay, cool. So anyway, we're 20 even away from the next Face Camera expansion. No, Cleo and I have not dropped the idea of doing a partnership for Season 8, but we would be doing it way differently from how this base was built and how the Strait of Gibraltar was built. Well, here's the thing. A lot of y'all are like, ask XP to give you permission to finish this even after you switch back. No, that's wrong. What we do is we get him to pay us to finish it, right? Don't do anything for free that they'll pay you for, okay? Your time has value, folks. Your time has value. I'm not sure what to do with this part of the tunnel. But, yeah. In some ways, yeah, this is a weird one. Pay me with what, lava lamps? I don't know, maybe shroom lights or something? Yeah, Season 8 will probably occur with the cave update. because with the world gen changing so much, it would be kind of silly to start season 8 sooner. But, you know, obviously I can't announce an official date for that because we don't know when season 8 is going to be ready. River Amador says, I love watching your streams while I draw. Your creativity helps fuel my creativity. Hey, I love to hear stuff like that, River. That is awesome. I really enjoy doing cool stuff while other people are working too. Like, you know, it goes back to like in college, you know, when you get in the habit of like hanging out in study rooms to do your homework. You know, where everybody's just like, you know, we're not really bothering each other. We're just kind of doing our own thing. Yeah, I'm right there with you. Yeah, I love hanging out with my friends on Discord and stuff when I'm not actually, like, doing streaming work. Like, if I'm just doing dishes or whatever, when I'm not catching up on the other Hermit's videos. It's like, hey, what's up? I'm cooking. What are you guys doing? It's like, oh, I'm doing this. I'm doing that. Awesome. Just hanging out, getting stuff done, you know? It's good. Maybe we need to have this pull in more. Maybe that's part of what felt unnatural there, was that it was too flat. There we go. Okay, y'all gotta stop rolling in here apologizing for things, because I don't keep track of who bothered me. If I didn't ban you, you're probably fine. But, like, you're just distracting me now from doing whatever's in front of me. Like, I have so many interactions with so many people in the chat that, like, if I tried to, like, long-term memory the bad ones, I would have no room in my head for anything else. Okay? Falsehood, welcome, Raiders. My name is Joe Hills. I'm broadcasting live from Nashville, Tennessee. The sun is about to set here on the Hermitcraft server. Currently, it is myself, Good Times with Scar, and Jevin playing online right now. We have the building we're working on, some landscaping near right here. I've modeled this after a series of floppy disks. We've got our kind of floating UFO thing here with our bed inside. Why don't we go ahead and lay our heads down and dream? Ow. Because of the window. It was the window that stopped us. More glass. My face is full of shards now. That was a bad idea. Sure. Okay, so we just got a tip from Tara Lynn for 20, who says, your shipping vessel is blocking my mass consumerism. Well, you know what? We're displacing everything here. It's fine. That puts us $5 past our next Face Gamer expansion, so here we go. It's time to expand. Joe. Do-do-do-do. Thank you, Tara Lynn. We're gonna block everybody's mass consumerism on the Hermitcraft server. Don't yell at all caps there, Orvis. Okay. So we got some grass over here. Let's grab some more rockets. Rockets. Wait. Oh man, I'm so disoriented. I grabbed those from the wrong chest. Ba-ba-ba-ba. Ooh, let's drop these flowers, though. We don't need those at the mo. Some cornflowers, though, might make an interesting... And white tulips might make interesting accents. Okay, I kind of like the idea of having some spruce chairs made of spruce stairs. So let's go ahead and stow the extra acacia for the time being. And spruce trapdoors would actually make good tables. Why do I have bows? I don't even knows. Okay. Yeah, okay. Yeah, we're still setting up the stream. I don't... Does this stream look ready for you? No. Hey, congrats on getting vaccinated today, Leo. Good for you. The summer is past, but your days keep growing longer. There's no wind in your sail, but the storm's blowing stronger. Walking hard, standing tall, keeping your head up through it all. Fighting fires, spinning plates. Goodness, how'd it get so late? Lay your head down and dream. Lay your head down and dream. Just let your mind float downstream. Sprawled out in a moonbeam. Lay your head down and dream. Tara Lynn just tipped another 20 and says, how am I supposed to get the vase I ordered via eBay? Vile. Well, that's going to put us $5 past our next face camera expansion target. Here we go. It's time to expand. I was going to say, I don't know how many eBay orders are on these ships. Like, a lot of eBay stuff, I'm assuming it's shipped via airmail, but wow. Definitely a lot of consumer goods, natural gas, and other things that are held up at the moment. But yeah, these are very monocolored, which works for outdoor furniture. A lot of outdoor furniture is designed to be easily maintained. When is the next season? Well, spring started on like March 21st, so summer's probably about 3 months after that. If I had to guess, maybe June 20th or 21st. But, you know, I'm not an astronomer. So, you know, good luck with that. You probably check the Wikipedia. Okay. So, here's what I want to do now. I want to put in some more of these kind of along here. Okay, how should this go? Maybe kind of have a one here like this. No. I'm trying to figure out how, like, can I... The problem is that a 4x4 or 2x2 is kind of too big. Maybe that's fine, though. Bum, bada, bada, bum, bum. That's true. My brother's monitor was shipped by a boat. That's a good point. Maybe have two diagonal spaces. I don't know. Yeah. Somebody made a joke about... Okay, it was Myson made a joke about supernatural gas as a play on natural gas, because some of the ships have natural gas on them that are held up in the Suez Canal thing. That makes me think, I was like, oh, I wonder if there's an equivalent for electrician or electricity. Maybe because there's ectoplasm, so maybe it'd be your electrician? I don't know. It's very close to an act of contrition, which is getting far too catechistic for my taste at the moment, so I don't know. Oh, I had some new youth pastor voice tweets today. These are some of my favorite tweets, because if you grew up in Tennessee, whether you went to church or not, like, youth pastors were always finding ways to show up at school stuff and, like, lead discussions and stuff like that. So, here, I'll post these tweets here. Um, I can't even do a good youth pastor voice. A lot of people assume a southern accent is just intrinsically a youth pastor voice, but it's kind of its own thing. And let me just see. I'm gonna mute myself to see if I can get into it. I don't know if it's a hard voice to do, but anyway, here's your youth pastor voice tweet. Actually, both of them, right? Okay. Some of your parents may act bewildered that blockchains and NFTs are so exciting to young people like us. But what they don't recognize is that our joy flows from the parts of ourselves hardwired to love the original decentralized authority, the Lord. The Lord didn't need electricity to create light. His glory has always been immutable and distributed. He didn't ask proof of work from us, merely the proof of stake of accepting his son into our hearts. Before the very first Bitcoin was mined, we were his. Some people are saying that's kind of accurate. It's close. The problem is, I know that if I actually practiced, I could do a better job. I'm sure people who actually had youth pastors when they were kids are like, yeah, Joe, you're not 100% there. It's close, but it's not there. But yeah. Anyway. So yeah, I just, the thing is though, there's this element of trying to incorporate whatever the hip new thing is. So I was like, blockchain, immutable, distributed. That's right in that lane. Okay. Let me, if I Google Joe, or if I not Google, if I check Twitter, where are the other youth pastor voice tweets? You know who else didn't get a PlayStation 5 today? A few friends of my pal Daniel, named Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah. But you know them better as Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Okay, that was too much. That was too far. I think I lost the regionality because I was going for the sleazy. But it's a hard thing to do. The new Pokemon games. These new Pokemon games might seem like they've got it all. But you know what else is open world and lets you play a role? Life. And if you want to go out and live that shining, brilliant life, I have some good news for you. No pre-order required. It's hard to do this. It's hard to do this well, but yeah, there's let's see. Oh, wow, that PlayStation one was actually a whole thread. This PlayStation one was a whole thread. Oh, sure, that PlayStation order queue might have felt like being trapped in a fiery furnace. But just like the Lord and, through his grace, you were not consumed by the flames. And you were never alone. And while the distractions offered by video games might not seem like much of a temptation compared to those of the flesh, we must always remember that the next Madden should be just another ball game to us. Not another ball. You spell ball with B-A-A-L there. It's just like this is just how this stuff goes, y'all. This is like me making fun of something, but like also if this was actually my job, I could just do this is basically what that person, if someone with my talents in that job would basically just be doing this. Like it's close. Terrelyn Sparrow says, I grew up going to church 3 times a week and in Bible camp in the summer. This is all too real. Yeah, that's the thing, though, is if you're going to get Meshach, Shadrach, and Abednego in there, you need the ball reference. You can't drop the ball, folks. Avocado Wizard Cat says, why is this so accurate? Because accuracy is the foundation of good satire. Okay. So... Dahlia says the slowness, rhythm, and context is on point. Luke Prell says, here's air quotes around Luke Prell's comment, the loose metaphor is so accurate. Yeah, that's what I'm going for, is it's just like, this just barely holds together, but there's enough wordplay that it seems like it might be profound, and this person's talking to 15-year-olds and doesn't really... have to impress anyone but their boss, and their boss cannot talk to 15-year-olds. So if a few people smile at the wordplay, it's just like, that's why we hired him. He connects with the young people. Yeah, I might not know what he's saying. I don't know these PlayStations, but these young people, they hear that Madden. They're getting mad about sin. I don't like... I think my disconnected old pastor isn't as good as my youth pastor, but it's fine. But yeah, did I post the PlayStation thread? Yeah, sorry. If anybody wants to read the PlayStation thread about Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, I'll post that, because that's a fun story in general. It's always great when people take government positions under questionable pretenses and then refuse to be burned alive for their beliefs, you know? But, like, the great thing about them is that, like, they didn't refuse to be burned alive in the traditional sense, where they're like, no, thank you, don't put me in that furnace. They're just like, I guess we're going in the furnace. And then they didn't get burned up, you know? And people are like, oh, that's so good. Because it's like that bush that was burning, but it wasn't consumed. Like, I don't know. But, like, if I was going to not be burned alive at work, I would prefer to not be burned alive in the most obnoxious way possible. And that's what these people did. Like, they had no interest in making anyone involved in burning them alive look good. They really just... yeah, good luck getting a job burning people alive after that, you know? Sorry, I'm having way too much fun with this. Oh, boy. You know, actually... I feel like these should either... they have to go one way or the other. Like, if this is a long table, then it needs to go... Wait, did I do that wrong? It's this one that needs to be different. And then it's like, who's that other guy? They got a whole other guy in there. Okay. How big is the job market for burning people alive? Well, you got to keep in mind, these were different times. You know, you wouldn't get a furnace back in those days, like, at that scale. Because you got to keep in mind, they're smelting, their metallurgy was nowhere near where it's at today. It's like, yeah, they were dabbling in the period, the best they could. But like, I mean, that thing was mostly there just as a threat. Because that's the other thing, is you don't actually want to be burning people alive all the time. It's kind of like nuclear weapons. If you're using them too often, it kind of makes you look incompetent. That furnace was a deterrent. Stellar Spider says, funny thing is that's not the weirdest part of the Book of Daniel. It doesn't have to be, because it's just a funny part that I enjoy. Hey, Aiden Horton. Welcome to the stream. I'm glad you could join us. Yeah, I'm not sure how dense to put this, but like this kind of feels like though if this is a dining area, like they would have these tables pretty close together. Because like there's supposed to be enough employees here that these would actually get used. Okay. Luke says, I grew up in the Midwest, so I'm closer to the culture. Oh, yeah, the culture had their own whole thing where somebody was burned alive, and there was, like, a neural lace left over in the cremation thing. I mean, it wasn't the culture's cremation thing. It was, like, somebody else's. But they're just like, hey, why is there a neural mesh in our cremation thing? This is culture technology. Do we call the embassy? Maybe we're gonna look bad for burning someone alive the culture liked enough to give a neural mesh to. What was the name of that book? I forget the name of it. It's a good book. I read some of Ian M. Banks's culture novels recently, but the problem with reading a bunch of novels by the same author is like all the titles run together. Like I can generally remember the name of an author and the name of several of the books. But if you were like, hey, Joe, you love the Expanse series. Which book did this occur in? And I'd be like, I don't know. I can't even name one of the Expanse books off the top of my head. I've read 5 of these books, but they all have these names like Caliban's War or... Okay, so I can name one. But like, if people are like, Joe, which Expanse book did this happen in? I don't know, man. But yes, I don't remember which of the culture novels the lady gets burned alive in the furnace. No, she's not burned alive. She's cremated. So she's dead. But like... Yeah, we're still setting up the stream. Stream. Stream's not set up. Competent people, like look at this. See, the top of my head is getting cut off. If this was a set up stream, we would have. Oh, there we go. Okay. A neural lace, not a neural net. Thank you. Thank you. Womp. Okay. Let me make sure I haven't missed any PayPal tips while I've been reading these old Twitter threads. Thank you, Tara Lynn, for the 10, who says, Hallelujah and Amen. Commence with the snake wrangling. I actually don't have snake handling experience, really. Like, I mean, like, I think I've held a snake, like, once or twice for, like, Boy Scout or, like, school science trips to, like, places that had snakes. But, like, yeah, I'm not going to be able to do the full, like, that sort of thing. Hey, and we are 5 away from the next Face Gamer expansion. And the emergence of the Joust. If you remember the books in the wrong order, does the story change? Well, not really, because I remember the events in the right order, but I don't remember the titles of the books, right? So... Like, if you ask me if something happened in the Expanse series and like what it affected otherwise in the system or whatever, I'd be able to answer that. But like, if you were like, Joe, do you remember in Caliban's War what chapter this occurred in? I don't know. That's not how my brain works. I don't process things in segments like that. I don't know. Okay. So part of me wants to put like a few tables along here, kind of clean this up some. Bum ba da ba dum ba da dum ba ba dum bum 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 ba da dum ba ba dum ba ba dum bum bum. Doo dee doo. Oh, let's see. I'm trying to think what else I've been doing the last few days. I just had like a whole bunch of stuff going on that I had to take care of. So like, while I was taking care of it, I was either reading, because I found like most activities that are important, you can't necessarily just knock out in one go. It's like, oh good, now I get to wait on the phone or something. Like, so it's like I've read a book. I'm caught up now on For All Mankind. I'm looking forward to tomorrow's episode. Thank you, Terrelyn, for the 5. That might offend some people, so I'm not going to read it out loud, but it's fine. That puts us evenly at our next face camera expansion target, so here we go. Y'all have seen that face camera expand as that money went straight to my head with each $20 milestone we hit, but now things are about to get a little bit more supernatural, a little bit more spectral up in here, because now, like Jacob Marley, these chains I forged in life are about to begin pulling me down to the deep below. Enter the juiced. Bum 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 bum. That's right, folks. At this point, each additional face camera expansion will be accompanied by a corresponding reduction in opacity. We are currently at 90% opacity, and we will drop another 10 when we get that next 20. So here we go. Let's go ahead and keep on building. Tips are always welcome via paypal.me/JoeHills or YouTube Super Chat. Okay. These tables have no shade, and some of them are just going to scorch the workers. I mean, you're not wrong. Oh. Not wrong. What I could do, maybe... maybe we punch out the middle of each table here. And then we put a carpet on top, like so. Whoops. This is not a good plan, but it will have been a poor plan well executed by the end of this. Just you wait. Just you wait. Come on, this is very difficult. Okay. Domenico Nose says, Joe is always very funny. Joe is very funny. I always enjoy his streams. Well, thank you. I'm glad that you are enjoying the streams. Got some blue carpet. We had some white carpet. Hey, there it is. Maybe we could mix these up a little bit here. I'm realizing, though, that XP Crafted had some sort of gimmick that he used. on... He had made some shaded tables somewhere else. How did he do them? Is there string underneath? There is. Okay, so we gotta get some string, it looks like. Make sure we don't miss any tips. Okay. If we had string, where would it be? It's kind of the question of the moment. Because I'm not honestly sure that we do. 4. So we have 4 string. String seems like one of those things that I would have never gotten around to actually sorting, though. Huh. Ooh. If y'all seen XP Crafted's latest tweet about the winery? Wow, he has been working hard. I just wanted to check to see if he had posted anything about my suggestion for his fans. He has not. Okay. Okay. Bottom chest next to your water vent. 58, you were right. Thank you, flavor tester. This is why I didn't run away right after I was like, oh, I don't see it. I don't think there is a spider farm here. The Spanish version of the name Joe is Jose. Popularized by the phrase, "No way, Jose." No, it was actually popularized because of the carpenter. Just goes to show if you're good enough at your craft, you'll be recognized for thousands of years. Actually, maybe there's some sort of story here about how it doesn't matter how much time you spend refining your craft, you'll be remembered for the accomplishments of your children. Or something. I don't know. There's some angle to this. Okay. Have a good night, Grant Rogers. And back we go to sleep. Piglins trade for string at the farm. Oh, that's good to know. Lay your head down and dream. I'm awake. Okay. Which chat do I look at the most? Probably my AOL instant message, or, you know, because that's where the people who've known me the longest reach out. Okay, so actually placing these up there, I think I'm going to need some sand. And then maybe we'd go diagonally? Nah, maybe we don't. Given that I can't make this work properly. I'll go blue on some of these. This isn't like accidentally somebody's flag, is it? Is this Denmark or something and I didn't mean it? I'm sure that nobody made a flag this terrible, though. Let's try mixing it up. Yeah, we're out of blue. Finland, okay, yep. That's what I thought. I was like, it's something Nordic. Hey, thank you very much to Patty for the 20, who says, maybe make a food truck later for the employees to get lunch at. Use armor stands or such. Okay, that hard landing was close. Just watch you land, lol. Careful, lol. Alrighty, well, I will try my best not to die in a video game, because that would set me back way further than I would like in a video game. So here we go. It's time to expand trust. Do-do-do-do. Lowering that opacity now to 80%. Ba-ba-ba-bum. Alrighty. Take 4 corners out of the top. That's a good thought. It's a reverse Quebec. Yeah, actually, I think you're right. I think without the corners, this will look a lot better. Hey, like, serious question. Does anyone know when Apple TV Plus shows go live? Because I only started watching my first series on there recently, and I just caught up. So apparently there's going to be a new episode of For All Mankind sometime, quote-unquote, on Friday. And I don't know, does that mean, like, it's going to be up, like, at 2 a.m.? Maybe I should just do a really slow job with the dishes tonight. Oh, no, I'm going to hit that. Not today. Okay, for one thing, what we're going to do is we're going to also swap this out to be blue. I think that's going to work a lot better. Second, we're going to now move some of these over. So here we go, getting a... Do I play Animal Crossing? I used to. I had to give it up because I had some unexpected difficulties that required my attention, and I was just like, when am I gonna have time to deal with this? I guess I could just stop playing Animal Crossing. And that was the right move. And theoretically, I could get back into it at this point, but I feel like I'm so behind on everything in general. Anyway, that doesn't seem super wise. How is there random strings here? Oh yeah, because of my other string placement. Okay, wait. Did I actually move that far enough? No. I did not. Have I played Hollow Knight? No, I don't have a Microsoft HoloLens. No, that's too close still. Luke says, is there a Discord server? There is, but it's linked to the Patreon, because running a Discord requires moderation, and in order to afford to pay the moderators, yeah, I've got to charge folks $5 a month to enter the Discord. That kind of keeps the head count low enough that things are manageable and lets me afford to pay the mods to check on things. I'm pretty proud of the system I came up with for that, but it feels really inside baseball to talk about it too much. But basically, every few hours, the moderators will kind of go through and read recent messages, make sure there's nothing in the moderation queue, and they do like 15-minute shifts throughout the day to keep an eye on things. And usually, if there's no action required, like all you need is 15 minutes, and so it seems to work pretty well. Inside baseball means like this is kind of like industry insider stuff. Like this is like so like if I started talking about like entertainment related tax questions, that would be like inside baseball for what I do. Like there are some kids who are like, "Oh, tell me how you got started on YouTube." And that's like, okay, that's kind of generally people want to hear about like, oh, me, and they want to learn about Hermitcraft and how it got started and that sort of thing. But like if I start talking about like what you can and can't write off as an entertainer who makes a certain amount of percentage of their income from YouTube, that's like really not broadly applicable or interesting. It's like tricks of the trade, not necessarily just like other stuff. It's more behind the curtain than, or it's behind the scenes, but not in the fun DVD commentary way necessarily. I mean, maybe some of that stuff does end up on DVD commentaries, but that's like the sort of thing where it's like, you know, when you watch a Batman, let's say that you watched The Dark Knight DVD commentary, you know, you expect the guy to be like talking about like, you know, this was a really challenging scene for me because this stunt, part of it I had to do myself, and part of it I had to have a stunt actor fill in for me, but we had to make sure that we choreographed it so that our shoulders were lined up with the camera at exactly this angle in relation to the motorcycle behind me, because otherwise you'd be able to see that the person on that motorcycle was actually not who they were supposed to be, and it was a whole thing. But you don't necessarily want to hear that guy being like, oh yeah, I remember that day I showed up and I was really distracted because I had this interview for, or I had a what do you call it? Because I had an audition for another movie, and I was looking at the script, and I was thinking to myself, like, this is really more of a Jack Black role than a me role. And so every time that I was supposed to jump out this window onto this bag, I was just thinking, like, what if Jack Black could do this better than me? Like, I have a lot of doubts about maybe where I should go with my career, because maybe everywhere I've gone already, I'm already just not where I need to be. But like that's actually maybe too psychological rather than too inside baseball. But it's like I remember on this day, I had a lot of arguments with my accountant about whether or not my new pool would be tax deductible. I don't know. Like, was this just an excuse to do a Batman voice? Yes. This is just doing Batman for fun. Thank you for noticing. Okay, so we do have to go get some white wool, and we have to go get some blue dye. Oh boy. This was a particularly challenging scene to shoot because I feel like that's like closer to the actual thing that we're going for there, but whatever. What everything is awesome. What everything is cool when you're part of a team. What everything is awesome when you're living a dream. Okay. No, I don't know that channel, and also don't come in here and promote things that, like, my friends don't make, because, yeah, I'm not keen on, like, I don't have time to go run down every single person on YouTube that people are like, have you seen this? And I'm like, is this guy actually a Nazi? Does this guy hit his wife? Am I gonna get in trouble for being like, I don't know, y'all, check this out? Because, like, I don't have time to keep up with, like, the problem is I can't do a background check on everybody y'all recommend. So basically, if I don't know them personally, I'm not gonna let you promote them here. Lego Batman is, in my opinion, one of the best Batmen. I'm not good at ranking things, but Lego Batman being the same guy for all the different age time periods or whatever was obviously such a good idea that they had to steal it for the entire DC universe later. So, I mean, clearly they knew what they were doing there. Hey, Catherine, thank you so much for supporting the show, rolling in and tipping 50 at once. Boom. That's going to be 2.5 face camera expansions. So 10 away from the next one after this. Here we go. It's time to expand. Lowering the opacity now by 70%. And then that numero dos, expand Joost. Here we go. At our largest face cam opacity, the most obnoxious, 60%, $10 away from the next face camera expansion. This is the most obnoxious face camera size because the face camera is so big, but it's not easy enough to see through yet. But as it gets bigger, it will keep getting easier to see through. So, right, yeah. So, yeah, apparently at some point, the people who make the DC Comics decided to do some, what my friends and I who wrote Jack of All Blades would call some Jack of All Blades or jab level nonsense. So in the jab universe, we were dealing with things like, how do we deal with faster than light travel? And our solution was, what if we just make the speed of light faster? What in physics does that break? And the answer was nothing significant for our stories. So we just made the speed of light faster in our universe. So the idea was at one point a character could even say like, you know, I've been noodling around with some ideas for faster than light travel. And somebody's just like, but why would you? Like, we already get everywhere so fast. And so anyway, DC came up with this idea for their continuity. And I don't... Okay, we seem to be back. Okay, so this is the sort of problem we were having for hours at a time previously, although it was just a blip now. That might be related to some of the storm stuff going on and not necessarily the same. Okay, here's the thing, y'all. This was only for like 3 to 10 seconds that the internet was actually out, even though the stream was out slightly longer. So I don't think this is the internet problems we were having in previous weeks. I think this might be related to the storm. They might be switching things from one thing to another. There's a lot of trees down all over town. I was very pleased we had internet at all when it was time to start the stream today. So we're going to keep an eye on that. But our previous outages that affected the stream were like, it was just out for 90 minutes. So I don't think this is the same cause. But yeah. Appreciate y'all's concern, but things seem to be back up now. Yeah, we had some bad storms all over the region earlier and in some parts of Nashville as well, so. Yeah, some of these little tables might not necessarily have umbrellas, but... Where are our gates? Or, not gates. What do you call these? Trapdoors. Boom. Mumbo does not live in Tennessee. His network issues were unrelated. Thoroughly unrelated. Don't worry. So anyway, yeah, I read that the DC Universe's solution to the characters having like 100 years of continuity is just that they're all super old now because humans age slower in their setting, which they did in Lego Batman and apparently decided was such a good idea that they needed to steal it for the entire DC universe. And in fairness, it was hilarious in Lego Batman. Gotham's Playboy of the Year for like 130 years running. Mike Wallace, I don't know if you meant that in a derogatory way, so it might be fine, but that's kind of one of those thin ice comments. So let's see. Let's grab the blue. Get that in the center there. Is that the right height? No, that is one too short. So now, of course, I'm regretting that. Well, you know, storms don't necessarily cover an entire time zone every time they hit. That's just kind of how storms work. They're like the size of the clouds and the fronts that carry them. Well, you're welcome to copy these table designs. I'm just making this up as I go. Somebody suggested, what do you call these? Umbrellas, and that's what we're doing. Well, so the thing is, it's not that you can't mention other channels. It's that if I don't know, if I haven't vetted the people, then I can't have people talking about them here. And you can't know who I've vetted, but yeah. But like, if you're talking about other hermits or other people that you know I've collaborated with, it's probably fine. I knew you weren't intentionally spamming, so I didn't just ban you. Like, you gotta keep in mind, too, that, like, probably 15 people roll in here a night who are like, you gotta check out this channel, blah, 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 blah. And, like, the auto mod picks it up. But, like, maybe more than that. So, it's like, I'm dealing with... This is... Even though you only see me manually deal with it every other day or so, like, this is just continuously flowing across my stream. Like, there's a lot of spam that I see that y'all don't. And so if it seems like, wow, Joe's really sensitive to this, but I don't see a lot of it, it's like, that's because the auto mod picks up like 99% of it, and I'm just picking up the slack on the rest. Yeah, NJ Coffee Junkie is great. You are welcome to say that NJ has a great channel. That is fine. I know this person, and they seem cool. Let's... Ooh, okay. Okay, we got a half hour. Somebody said there might be string in the Pigman farm. And that seems like one of those things like that sounds right. I'm not sure if it's true or not. But it's relatively easy to test. So I think we should go test it. No, see, here's the thing is I basically don't have time to familiarize myself with YouTubers outside of Hermitcraft because I'm just like overwhelmingly, exhaustedly busy all the time. I'm hanging on by a thread, y'all. It is hard to be a single parent in general, and I'm a single parent with virtual school for my kid during a pandemic. It's My free time for new things is really low. Like me getting to pick up that N.K. Jemisin novel because my kid's school was suggesting Mad Libs. That was like a real treat for me. I cannot like be like. I was just like, wait, we're going to a bookstore? Well, okay. What's on my list? What am I but like N.K. Jemisin has been on my like to read list for like 2-3 years maybe, and it's like only now did I get to it, you know. So it's like I'm not saying that these people are bad YouTubers. I'm just saying I don't know them because I don't have time to catch up. I like, yeah. Ugh. Midas Mythical says, "How the heck do you stream with so much stuff in your life?" Well, I was able to quit my day job. That really made a big difference. So I replaced a lot of the time that I spent on dealing with stuff there with dealing with stuff here. And also, so it was kind of one of those things where like juggling my day job and YouTube was kind of okay pre-COVID. But when COVID hit and virtual school really started up, it was kind of one of those things where it's like, this is going to be too much. Something I was going to have to either quit YouTube or my day job in order to make sure that my kid didn't have problems with virtual school, because virtual school was way more demanding than I expected of me. Like, there's just constant technology issues, there's school supply issues, there's stuff that, like, in a normal classroom wouldn't come up that just comes up every day. It's like, Daddy, the window did this, there's a notification, there's something, the internet's flickering, what's going on with this? I don't know where my eraser is, where's the pencil sharpener? And it's like, oh. Like, you try to get everything set up and you can't. And you know, y'all have been so amazing supporting the stream and making me able to be there for my daughter during the school day. And that was one of the things too. So like financially, if I had to quit one of the two jobs, it probably would have been better to quit YouTube than to quit my day job. But it's not as fulfilling. I like doing this a lot more, and I like making fun stuff for y'all. And two, my day job was directly at the same time as my daughter's school stuff, so like I would be in meetings when she was having problems with the computer and be like, I gotta mute myself and dart off camera because, like, you know, I'm doing Zoom meetings while she's having school problems, and it's just like, ah. So, yeah. Virtual school has been very, very exhausting, but I think it is worthwhile to help keep the teachers and the support staff at the school safe. You know, even though, so in our county, we've done a partial reopening system where some of the kids are back, but like, you know, the parents who can keep their kids at home benefit everybody by doing so, because then instead of a classroom having 20 kids in it, it can have 15. You know, so the kids whose parents couldn't do what I do, they can send their kids back to a school that has more space in the cafeteria, more space in the classrooms, you know, that sort of thing. And hopefully reduce transmission that way. So it's, no, I'm not a teacher. But, yeah. Dahlia says, we're glad you're streaming, and on Hermitcraft, you have no idea how much it makes my day to see y'all in chat and watch this. I'm really glad, because there's this whole pandemic is so little that any one individual can do, and this has really kind of given me a sense of, like, feeling like I can help in some small way. And even if it's not making a huge difference every day, it's making a little difference consistently can be valuable, too. And so that's why I've been trying to do this consistently, you know. I want y'all to, you know, be able to tune into this, several nights a week and know I'm going to be here, even when it's not necessarily convenient for me. Like, sometimes I'm tired because it's hard for everybody right now. You know that. But the thing is, I think maybe there's a value to showing up tired sometimes and letting y'all see, like, hey, even if you're tired, other people are tired too, you know? Your favorite YouTube is just as exhausted as you are, because this is hard. This is hard for everybody. And that's okay, you know? Deacon Stoll tips 7, who says, thicken the thread. That puts us 3 away for the next face camera expansion. We actually do need to add more thread, but that's why we grabbed it. Let's hop down here real quick and make sure we've got all that in. Boom. Thread, thread, thread. Your thread, your thread, your thread. Your thread and out of this world. So thank you very much, Deacon, for supporting the show. Putting a 3 away for the next face camera expansion. Okay. So let's land back here. Boop. I kind of want to... there's no lapis. There's no blue half slab, is there? Putting a blue half slab in the middle would have felt great. But... oh well. Yeah, What We Do in the Shadows is a great show. I'm a big fan of Jermaine Clement and Brett, whose last name I don't remember. Apparently Brett was supposed to be in the What We Do in the Shadows movie, but he kept breaking during his scenes. He just thought it was so funny to be a vampire. He could not stop laughing every time they turned the camera on. And I want to see the outtakes of this, but like they're like, oh, because a lot of people are like, Jermaine, you always work with Brett. He's great. You're great together. Why wasn't he in this movie? It's like he was supposed to be, and all of the footage was unusable because he just thought it was too fun. It's like, oh. But yeah, What We Do in the Shadows is a very fun movie. And the TV show in the second season really took off. Like, I felt like they had a pretty funny first season, but their second season, they nailed it, you know? I would love to work on projects like that. Like, once my kid is grown and I can, like, have more geographical freedom and whatnot, like, to, like, take jobs. Like, if I could land a job on the writing staff of a comedy like that, I would be so thrilled. And I know I'm not there. I don't have the resume for that yet. But, like, I can't move to LA until my kid goes to college. And that's not going to happen for, like, another 10 years. So, I'm not worried. But, yeah, I would love to work on something with that sort of incredibly talented cast. I have so much fun making fun things for you where I'm here on camera. But, like... when I do my collaborations with my brother on the music and stuff, it's so incredible to me to see the ideas that I have and the ideas other people have kind of combined into something better and greater. And I don't know. Sorry, I'm kind of rambling, but yeah. Like, not that What We Do in the Shadows is going to be on the air in 10 years. Like, even if they have a great run, it'll be 7 seasons or whatever. Maybe 6 seasons in a movie, like The Cape. But yeah. Okay. Let's see. Where are we on time? 10:40. I'm a little worried. These feel a little bit too flat to be real umbrellas. And I think XB was smart when he did these umbrellas. Let's go back here and look at these umbrellas. I think he was smart to have them get that little rise out at the center there. I feel like that does a lot. Yeah, the middle was a half slab, but it was the right color half slab. There's no blue half slabs, are there? I don't think so. Vidmaster says, amazed they haven't resurrected Bela Lugosi for it yet. Vidmaster, I have exceptional news for you about the film Ed Wood. It's a story about a filmmaker who had the last footage of Bela Lugosi performing as a vampire before his death. And he was going to take this like 3 or 4 minutes of Bela Lugosi footage and turn it into an entire vampire movie. Dark prismarine half slab. Yeah. I kind of want to watch Ed Wood now. I don't have time to watch Ed Wood now. It is a good movie. Layer snow in the middle, maybe. Here's the thing: is yelling in all caps is a timeout. That'll give you 300 seconds to read the rules. Yeah, the white would look sharp. Quartz slab is sounding pretty good right now, Tabog. Yeah, it's called Ed Wood. It's a true story. It's really well done. They had the guy from Pinky and the Brain play Orson Welles, which is funny because the guy from Pinky and the Brain is doing an Orson Welles impersonation, and so, but yeah, there's all sorts of great stuff in there. I saw Ed Wood like in 2007 or 2008 in college with a bunch of other people in my dorm. I haven't seen it again since, but his moxie about filmmaking definitely was an influence on how I approached YouTube. And I actually have seen some Ed Wood films. Well, no, I've seen one Ed Wood film in theaters. I saw Plan 9 from Outer Space at the Belcourt. Search. Do I have pictures from that? Joe Hill's Plan 9. No. Joe Hill's riff tracks. I don't know if I have pictures from when I saw Plan 9. That's when I saw Mothra. So a bunch of the riff tracks events are filmed at a theater in Nashville called the Belcourt. And I saw them do Plan 9 from Outer Space. I saw them do Manos, The Hands of Fate. And I saw them do Mothra. It was... those folks are talented, y'all. Maurice LaMarche, yes. Prismarine slabs are a good suggestion. We have some. Yeah, I got to see Riff Tracks live, Plan 9. So a lot of people when they're like, "Oh yeah, I saw that Riff Tracks thing too." Because they simulcast it to like 50 theaters around the country. And I'm like, yeah. But I was in the theater they simulcast it from. Like when they're showing the crowd reaction shots on your screen, I'm in that crowd. It's a great time. When they start doing those again in Nashville, NJ, you and Mantigags should seriously consider coming down for that. Let's talk logistics about a trip like that later, because that's something. There might be ways to streamline the costs and logistics on that. Yeah, Manos is hands in Spanish. That's why the character is named Manos, the Hands of Fate. And the monster in that movie, well, it's not even a monster. It's like this guy in this like cloak with like hands on it. It's a lot. Manos, the Hands of Fate is a weird movie. I feel like maybe I should have offset the middle one some. Like it's already built though now. I don't have a lot of favorites, Metaton. I just generally like things. I don't know. Oh, is somebody spamming? Yeah, don't repeat the same question. That's a timeout. Was Wells Knight lashing out at Hermitcraft with his latest video? Okay, so for those of y'all who don't know, somebody on Twitter sent all of the hermits a tweet because, oh my god, people do this all the time. Being like, I made a rap video about y'all being terrible It's in good fun, but it's about you being terrible. And so Wells Knight made a counter to that. So if somebody makes a diss track, it's Wells Knight's prerogative to diss back, because we can't just let that stand. We're in demand. Folks expect us to expand. They expect us to reply. They expect us to defy expectation. And so when people come in here with remonstration, we have to show defiance befitting our station. And that's what Wells Knight did. But anyway, we should probably play Minecraft too today. Minecraft. So here's a picnic area. It kind of overlooks that. Yay. Okay. What's the cool kid lingo for calling a rap good? Is it fire? I think it's spitting fire. Although I am not the most down with it thing. Okay, so what is that even? I don't even know what I'm singing. It's something from when I was a kid. Anna Choco Banana Pirate Blaze says slam poetry is white people stealing rap. Just saying. Well, I'm not sure about the timeline on that, because slam poetry was a beatnik thing. And I feel like rap music might have been around the same time. I'm not going to lie, there's a lot of white people stealing culture from other cultures. But I don't know if slam poetry necessarily is stolen from rap specifically. It might be stolen from something else from a different culture, but I'm not sure the timeline on that lines up. Remy the Rambler tips 3 and says, give us your best dad joke. Well, earlier today, my daughter was like, knock, knock. I'm like, who's there? And she's like, Yoda. And I'm like, Yoda who? And she's like, Yoda best dad. So that's not my dad joke, but that's the best dad joke that I have in my possession today. That is a fresh dad joke. Either way, that puts us evenly at our next face camera expansion target. So here we go. It's time to expand. Choose. And we're going to lower that opacity now to 50%. Okay. So, let me wiki slam poetry real quick. I do care about this timeline. So, slam poetry... That's a poetry slam. I want slam... So, spoken word poetry... I feel like the beatniks had slam poetry in the 60s. So the question is, when did rap music start? And, because I know the Sugar Hill Gang was really early on. Okay, so rap music was in the 1970s. So I'm not sure about that exact timeline. They might have been stealing something from somebody, but I'm not sure if they specifically stole it from rap. Yeah, beat poetry and slam poetry were were connected in the same time. But anyway, okay. So, I mean, one thing I like is that the umbrellas are lower in relation to this pathway here. So when you're coming down this track, the umbrellas look 3D kind of. They look like they pop up in a good way because of that extra ridge from the Prismarine. I'm pretty happy with that. Okay. So, one thing we didn't do yet was, because I was going to do this in a recording segment. I keep intending to do this recording segment, but I'm always tired. Like, I was going to connect this path on camera. But now that I've got this Ever Given idea, I'm kind of waiting to hear back from XP Crafted on that. The Joe Pasty is currently at 50%. We got about 8 minutes left in the stream. I'm thinking about what we want to do. Let's pick this up. No, that doesn't have the... I wanted to see if the umbrellas will show up. Hey, look at that. As we go this way, they'll slowly fill in. Oh no, now we're underwater. Okay. So hey, that's working. Okay. So, okay. Yeah, it does look a little like a robot on the map. One thing I need to figure out is how to connect the rest of this surface here with the surrounding area. I had thought about having like a walking path going down around it. Maybe this is a plaza that people can play in. Maybe there's water. Maybe the VGA port sprays water out of it every 5 minutes or something. Oh my god, that would be so terrible. But also, like, why not? Yeah, add a beach would make sense. Yeah. Okay. The stream never finished getting set up. There was a lot of stuff going on today, y'all. It was a big day. I'm just glad we had power and internet to do the stream, okay? I was seriously like 15 minutes before the stream, I was like, should I have caffeine or should I just accept that if the power's out, I should just go to bed? I might just go to bed now because what else can I do? Okay. But yeah, having the beach continue around here makes sense. But I think we need to have some sort of trail down. I think we gotta kill this tree. I was thinking this tree, I hate cutting down trees in Minecraft when I don't have to. But this feels non-optional. We're just gonna have to take it down in order to accommodate the path that needs to go in here. Hey, welcome, Rocket Ginger. Doing well, thank you for asking. We are working on some terraforming and trailblazing. We're figuring out where this walking trail should go along here. Ooh boy, I don't have great blocks. For any of the tasks I'm trying to accomplish. Uh-oh. Okay, so we're gonna have to let the grass spread. Okay. Bum 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 bum. Okay. So I feel like it needs to come down along here. Maybe we put in actual stairs, like the same nice wooden acacia stairs that we had that led up here. Right, we have them. You got a little path where you places you could eat, or you can see the art there, and then we have this continue here, and then boom, stairs down. Maybe we work this out so it's even. Yeah, there's a way to do this. But we might need to call it a night for tonight, though. We are getting close to the hour here. I have had a big day, and I don't want to push myself too hard. I want to get to bed, because I got a ton of fun streams this weekend. I'm going to be doing Clash of the Creators. I'm going to be doing a bonus stream benefiting the Child's Play charity on Saturday. I've got a lot of stuff going on. Here's the Clash of Creators link, cotc.info. I'm going to be playing on this team with the other hermits. Let's see. It is myself, Cub Fan, Vintage Beef, and the incredible, the 4-time champion, False Symmetry. So that is going to be 2 days, 16 hours from now. I'm going to be doing that. On the 27th, I'm going to be doing a Child's Play stream. Keep an eye on my Twitter for the exact time. I'm coordinating with them on that. But yeah, y'all, I gotta say, I wanted to raid some folks tonight. They only stream on Sunday and on Thursday. And I stumbled onto their stream on Sunday night, and they do such a cool overlay that I was just like, what? This is brilliant stuff. And I watched, so it's a pinball stream, and I watched one of the folks on there actually basically do the entire Game of Thrones pinball table. Like, on ball 3, they had barely gotten anything done. They had 2 bad first balls, and then the third ball, roll through and just defeat all the houses and get to the wizard mode, which is like the end game. Like, it's called Iron Throne mode or whatever. But yeah, so if you want to see some folks who run their own pinball league in Chicago play Game of Thrones pinball with a really cool Twitch overlay, we're going to go ahead and raid Hot Nudge. Although I know we're raiding them on Thursday, so rather than their Sunday stream, so this is not the Hot Nudge Sunday that some folks might want. But yeah, these folks are really cool. I hope you enjoy watching some fun pinball with me while I go ahead and get the rest of my chores I got to knock out for the night done. Until next time, y'all, this is Joe Hills from Nashville, Tennessee. Keep adventuring.